Good afternoon, everybody. I feel a bit emotional saying this because it's going to be the last time I say it. But welcome back to the Kent Coast hike. Here we are back in Deal on the end of a very windy pier, looking south towards the White Cliffs of Dover, our destination for this evening. I don't know how much talking I'm going to be able to do on the camera because of the wind today. Apparently it's going to get up to about 50 miles an hour and it's southwesterly, which means it's going to be in our face the whole way round. So let's face this wind head on, guys. Let's do this. Well, here we are, guys. We've made it to the White Cliffs, probably the most famous piece of coastline here in Kent, if not one of the most famous in Britain. So we're only an hour and a half or so outside of Deal. It didn't take long to get here at all. The rest of the walking is going to be a bit tougher, less flat, obviously, we're on cliffs. Then we've got to work out somewhere to camp with a bit of shelter, because if it gets much worse than this, we're going to get blown off the edge of the cliff. Well folks, hopefully you can hear me. We're currently no longer walking south, we're walking southeast, sort of around the corner if you like, from the North Sea over here into the English Channel. And speaking of the English Channel, or the Strait of Dover as it is here, I can just about make out, and I'm pretty sure you won't be able to on the camera, but I can just about make out the coastline of France. Lovely. Woo! Time. folks, I found a bit of an area where I can speak to you a bit better. We're a little bit sheltered. The wind is coming over from that side, sort of coming around the corner a bit. I'll go closer to the cliff here. So my original plan was to camp this side of Dover and then head through Dover town centre in the morning on my way to Folkestone. However, the plan's changed. Really early, it's 20 to 6 now. And B, I'm not going to get much sleep tonight. I've accepted that. That's just the way it's going to be with this wind. So I want to get over to the other side of Dover, so I'll have less walking in the morning because I know I'm going to be knackered. So we continue past Dover Harbour, past Dover Castle, past Dover town centre, and then finally we find somewhere to camp. Aside from the wind, I'm really enjoying the walk. It's a lovely day. Been looking out at the ships. Usually I'm envious of the ships going past, going over to France especially, but not today. Not today. I wouldn't want to be out on there on that rough sea on a day like today. No, thank you. So this is for Nick and Jill. I know how much you love your gates of the week. Well, how about this one? Check this out, the gate to here, where you can walk up that way anyway. Pointless gate of the week. So I believe there's a footpath back that way which takes you up around the castle, which I would have rather have done, but this is the England coast path and we've stuck to the coast all the way since Woolwich, so I don't want to break that now right at the end. So here we go. I believe it's taking us through the town centre and along the beach in Dover, and then we'll be back up on the cliffs the other side. Check out this colourful street. It's not the worst seafront of any town I've ever been to, but it's just so nondescript. I mean, look at these flats, just tons and tons of flats, no real amenities or anything here, and it's not a bad beach. And here's the starting and finishing point of the North Downs Way, which I did a couple of years ago. I'll put a picture on the screen. I think I sat around there on the beach afterwards, soaking it all in. Right, so right here, the England Coast Path, North Downs Way and the Saxonshire Way take us into town. But I've done that before. I'm guessing there's a reason for it, but I want to stick to the coast as much as I can. So I'm going to head down this way and hope for the best. Well, I've never been to this area of Dover before, but we've got a marina here. Never knew that existed. We've got, behind this gate, a fantastic view there looking back at the castle. And that's not all. We've also got the clock tower here. Like I was saying before, it's like a ghost town here. It's really weird. Ah, I see. So the development, sorry about the shadow, development of the waterfront forms part of the port's £250 million revival of the Western Docks, its biggest ever single investment, including a new cargo terminal, which was over there, a new marina that we just saw, and 2 new berths for the cruise and cargo vessels that call. That's why I hadn't been here before. Well, I'm really glad we walked this way. I'm going to have to walk along a busy A road in a minute, which is a bit of a shame, but we skipped the grotty town centre, and let's be honest, Dover is grotty. And look at this, Dover looks lovely from here. Baked in sunshine, the castle towering over the town. Brilliant. Well, I have to say the route that the North Downs Way, the Saxon Shore Way and the England Coast Path take would have been much more picturesque. We're walking along this dual carriageway at the moment. Up there on the cliffs is the other route, although we'd have had to walk up through town and around in a circle past the Redoubt or Redoubt. I never can pronounce that name properly, mainly because I don't know how to. Anyway, we're almost back on the cliffs here. And here we are, back on the trail, if you can see that with the sunlight. So I believe this is our last look back at Dover. Goodbye Dover. We'll meet again. Don't know where. Well, actually it'll be in Dover, won't it? I don't know when. Anyway, enough of that, let's carry on. It's only just occurred to me I was singing the wrong Dame Vera Lynn song, wasn't I? It should be "There'll be bluebirds over the White Cliffs of Dover." I've never seen any bluebirds there. I don't know what bluebirds will be flying over the White Cliffs of Dover. It's still a nice song though. So we've just had our last look at Dover. Now we get a first look at Folkestone. Way off is the harbour arm. Right, here we are at the interestingly named Round Down. And you can see the sun is just above the cliffs there. What I think we're going to do, guys, is we're going to head down to an area called Samphire Hoe, which is a flat area, because there's not many flat areas around here, and even if there are, like this little bank here, we've got the road right here. You know, it's not ideal. Samphire Hoe, I've never been there before, but it looks a lot flatter than the cliffs, and it's down here, I believe. Let's go and have a little explore. Well, that last little exploration didn't get me very far. I mean, I could have made it down to Samphire Hoe. Would have meant jumping off the cliff, which I'm not prepared to do. So we're heading back, and we've got to walk along the A20 a little bit until we find a little footpath that takes us down there. Welcome to Samphire Hoe. Go through tunnel for parking, walks, views and information. Open from 7 AM to dusk. Last entry 6:45. Well, that's not good news. And considering you have to go through a tunnel, I don't even know if you can walk through there. Where's my sunglasses? There they are. Bloody hell. Well, only one way to find out. Alright, pedestrians allowed, that's good. Well, we've made it out the other side of the tunnel there. This is very strange. Barbed wire, fences. It's not what I expected at all. That's where we were just now, up on top of the cliffs. So there's a few cars parked up in the car park up there. We'll see if we get kicked out or not. I don't know what the deal is with this place. I think it's some kind of country park with special scientific interest or something along those lines. I'll put a bit of information on the screen once I've researched it. Right by the train line as well, right there. There's kids skateboarding up there, so it doesn't seem like the security is that tight. Well, we're in. The only thing is, in the morning, can we get back out again? So I've just been down to the seawall there. That was a mistake. It was way too windy. I'm going to go and try and find some shelter. Looks like there's nobody home. So I've just found out the reason the security was so tight around that area just as we were coming out of the tunnel is because it goes directly next to the Channel Tunnel. The Channel Tunnel, for those of you who don't know, is the tunnel going from Folkestone, the next town along, over to France. West shore of Idaho. 20 minutes. Well guys, I've been traipsing around everywhere looking for somewhere to camp, somewhere that's a little bit sheltered and a little bit flat. That's all I need. When I do find somewhere a little bit sheltered, like behind this little hillock here, this is what the terrain is like. Brambles, thistles, not good. Also this kind of terrain where it's just all bumpy and horrible to lay on. It's not looking good guys, I've looked all over the place. I have to settle pretty soon because it's going to be sundown in about half hour or so. Well folks, it's not perfect, but it's going to have to do. Tonight I'm going to be camping down here by the sea wall. It's the only place even where I can find some shelter from this crazy wind. Now occasionally it does come down this way it seems, but it's mostly coming from that direction. So down here hopefully you'll notice the difference as well. That's a little bit quieter. It's annoying that they have these gaps here so the wind can still get through, but with the bivvy I think this is going to be okay. This is going to be home for me. Well folks, what do you think of the hair, eh? It's a bit windswept. Right, so I just wanted to talk to you guys about something I said earlier. At the start of the video I said this is going to be the beginning of the end, or the end of the beginning. So what I meant by that, you've probably guessed anyway, is that this may be the end of the Kent coast walk, but there's other counties as well. So I'm looking at starting Sussex, which is going to be a doddle for me, living in Sussex on the coast anyway. That's going to be very easy to do. Hampshire as well, Essex, who knows, England, you know, the whole of Britain's coast, probably not. Scotland could be tricky, but yeah, I've really enjoyed doing this Kent coast hike, and it's yeah, it's got me out and about. I've seen lots of places I've seen before already and lots that I haven't seen, and it's been great revisiting the ones I had been to. It's great seeing the ones like here that I hadn't seen before, although I would like it to be a little bit less windy. So yeah, I'm going to start over in Rye in Sussex, because I've already done Folkestone to Dungeness to Rye last year and I've got no real desire to do it again. I've already done it. A lot of that was shingle. There's hard walking, long concrete paths and stuff, so I've got no real desire to do that again. So there'll be that, Rye, Dorset, you know, the Jurassic Coast, Southwest Coast Path. There's so much great coastal walks. So yeah, this isn't the end of the coastal walks, there'll be plenty more to come. Well folks, as you can see there, I'm all set up, ready to climb into my pit for the evening. Got a bag on it to stop it blowing away. Look at that, blimey. Alright, I'm going to duck down here, out the winds a little bit. So, just had a look at the weather forecast on the Met Office website. Apparently it's 42 mile-an-hour winds at the moment, and it's going to get up to around 50 overnight. So it's going to be an interesting night. Apparently it might rain as well. It's 50% chance of rain. Will you stop flapping around? So yeah, it's going to be an interesting night. That's going to be around 4 o'clock apparently, the rain, which is when the sun comes up, and I was hoping to kind of be on the move by 5 at the latest really. So yeah, it's almost sunset time now, almost 9 o'clock. I'm going to climb in to the bivvy, try and get some sleep if I can, and I'll see you guys in a few hours. What a night that was. Let's head up to the visitor centre where there's a little bit of shelter, and I'll tell you more about it. No trace left apart from a little dry patch there where we didn't get rained on. Blimey. Well, good morning. Ay, what a night. The wind did not let up for 1 minute. I didn't bother going to sleep till about 1 o'clock. I just sat up reading, and so I was woken up by the noise at about 4 o'clock this morning, and here I am now at 4:45. So I've just been reading up on Samphire Hoe. It's a pretty interesting place. It was built from the chalk from under the tunnel that was left over from when they built the Channel Tunnel. Over half of it went to France, but the rest of it was deposited here on Samphire Hoe. That's what's made it what it is today. Quite an interesting place, but not a place I'd recommend for wild camping. So I'm going to sit here and relax for a bit, have a bit of breakfast, and then get back on those cliffs again, heading straight into the wind. It doesn't look like it's going to let up until the end of the walk. Breakfast of champions there, some squashed hot cross buns, protein bar, and a Lucozade. Winner. Right guys, we're all fed and watered. Let's get on the road. We've got about 5 miles as a crow flies to Folkestone, but a lot longer than that because we've still got to make our way out of the park here and then up and over the cliffs. So it's going to be a few hours yet. It's coming up 6 o'clock, so it'll be, I reckon, 9 or just after by the time we get to Folkestone. That is, of course, if they don't lock the tunnel at night. If they do, I'm stuck here. Alright, looks open. It is open, that's a relief. We are back by round down. It's up the cliffs we go. Back following the England coast path. Pleased to say, not as windy as it was yesterday. According to the Met Office, it's down to 35 miles an hour rather than the 50 we had overnight. Let the climb begin. And here's where we were just a minute ago. Visitor centre just there. Seawall up here. What do we have here, folks? I'm pretty sure last time I was here, this door hadn't been ripped off. Wow. Jesus, kind of creepy. It's bale of hay in there. Yeah. I was just thinking I could have camped in here, but it's creepy, isn't it? Especially with the wind rattling everything about. No, like that. And that how dry and windproof it was. This place gives me the creeps. Doesn't smell great either. Oh Jesus. It's right on the cliff as well, so it feels like it could just drop off the cliff at any time. Yeah, no. That would have given me the heebie-jeebies, that place. Here it is from above. I actually remember looking up at this, drop down on Samphire Hoe and seen it. Must be an old World War II armament, I imagine. Another one just up here. Yeah, there's that one there. There's another one just ahead. This one's properly boarded up. Deep excavations. Here's another one, another bunker. And this one looks a lot more bivvy friendly. This would have been alright. I mean, you can tell by the scrawling on the wall that loads of people have been here before. Columns are all busted. That roof looks like it could fall in at any time. The girder's rusted away. But it would have been alright for one night. The only thing with these places is they're not very clean. People just treat it as a toilet. So no regrets over where I camped last night. Considering we've got 3 national trails running through here, oh jeez, it's very overgrown. There's all these spiky bushes as well. Not good if you're wearing shorts. Just looking back there at the seawall over at Samphire Hoe, and looking down here, it looks like I could have walked all the way along the beach. Now the tide is out. Whether I would have made it all the way to Folkestone, I don't know. It's quite interesting to see from up here. I reckon I could, you know. But what's it matter when you got views like this? Well, it's coming up for 7 o'clock and apparently we've still got 5¼ miles to get to Folkestone, so perhaps my 10 o'clock guesstimate was a bit ambitious. Anyhow, here we have a World War I sound mirror, which was planned to be used to detect enemy aircraft. That's the first person I've seen all day. Mr. Cyclist. That was the original idea, but as soon as it had been built, then it was pretty much rendered obsolete by radar. Pretty awesome to see. It's another bunker. Lost count of them now. I know the sun's coming up. It's getting a bit warmer, so I can finally take this jacket off. Just like to say thank you to my mum for getting me this. Keg in a bag, a little pack-a-mac thing. Waterproof jacket that just washes up really small, fits in your bag nice and snug. Thank you, Mum. And here's where I sat last time I was here. On this bench, made a little time lapse of me eating. It's a fraud in it was. Got the North Downs Way that doesn't actually go into Folkestone, it goes over the top of it, so that's that way. England Coast Path. We're not far from Folkestone now, it's down this path. Very overgrown here as well, it's like fighting through the jungle back in El Salvador. And for some reason we've got a vest here as well. If anyone wants a vest. just reached somewhere that's really historically interesting, somewhere completely unexpected. I had no idea we were going to come across this today. You may have heard of Martello Towers, which were built during the Napoleonic era to protect against the potential French invasion by Napoleon. These are built right along the coast from here in Folkestone along to Seaford in Sussex. And we just stumbled across Martello Tower number 1. Now apparently it's a private residence. You can't actually go inside it. There you go, you can see the number 1 on the outside of the building there. So I think it's all been renovated up on its top story. But wow, it's the Martello Tower number 1, and just to stumble across it like that is pretty awesome. Words fail me. Wow. That looks like Martello Tower number 2, possibly. Alright, so I just looked it up. This is number 3 apparently. Number 2 is somewhere behind these houses. Not as well preserved as Martello Tower number 1, but the view's pretty nice. So Folkestone these days is a very creative, very artistic kind of place. I'm not sure what this is meant to be. I guess you could call that art. Well everyone, from Woolwich to Gravesend to the Isle of Grain to Rochester to Sheppey Crossing to Faversham to Whitstable to Margate to Sandwich Bay to Deal to Dover to Folkestone. This is the end, beautiful friends, the end of the video and the end of the Kent Coast hike. If you want to see more, I'll leave a link in the description for the Folkestone to Dungeness to Rye walk that I did last year. However, for this one, it's over. It's been a brilliant adventure. I've really enjoyed every moment, even looking at the sewage works and smelling the sewage works in London, all the way through here, even camping out in the middle of gale force winds. Still great adventure, still great fun. As always, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you soon, guys. See you later.
Wish that I could stay. Wish for this moment to never go away. But it's all in my mind, and though I know that there is nothing to find, you're a beautiful sight in the summer night, and you can't put up a fight in the misty light. Roaming the streets all alone, and all you can see, thinking about what your life came to be. You're a beautiful sight in the summer night, and you can't put up a fight in the misty light.